Assalamu alaikum. Marhaban bik. You're welcome back. I would want you in this lesson to recite or to read these two expressions on the board because I know a lot of us would make a mistake. The first one, as you can see, how do you read it? I'm listening. Good. You read it as istaghfara Williamu Rabbahu. Good. The second sentence or expression, how do you read it? Will you say Williamu istaghfara? No, that would be wrong. Rather, you should say Williamu istaghfara Rabbahu. Let's read it faster. Istaghfara Williamu Rabbahu for the first sentence. The second one, Williamu istaghfara Rabbahu. A third time, istaghfara Williamu Rabbahu. Williamu istaghfara Rabbahu. What difference do you notice from the way I have read it? The first one, we are focusing on the word istaghfara. This first word. You can see that this same word appears in the second expression. Only that in the first expression, the word istaghfara appears at the very beginning of the expression, while in the second one, it appears in the middle of words. So, how does this affect the pronunciation of this word? It affects it. You can hear that I said istaghfara, thereby pronouncing the hamza which begins this word in the first sentence. I said istaghfara Williamu Rabbahu. Istaghfara, I pronounced it. However, in the second sentence, I said Williamu istaghfara. Do you hear me saying Williamu istaghfara? No. This means the hamza, that alif you can see there, is dropped and not pronounced. What is the cause of this? We are coming to that. Now, from what you have just heard from me, we can conclude that this type of hamza which begins this words istaghfara and the second one, sometimes this hamza would be pronounced, while sometimes it would not be pronounced. And this type of hamza is called al-wasl. You may have heard this before. The connecting hamza. This type of hamza is only pronounced when it is appearing at the beginning of a word or at the beginning of a sentence. However, if it appears in between a sentence and another, then the hamza will be dropped. Now we have these hamzas as two types in the Arabic language. The first one is what we have just seen us mentioning as the hamzatul wasl. We also have hamzatul qata. This hamza is the hamza. We can just refer to it as the bold, strong hamza, because this type of hamza, if it appears at the beginning of an expression or a sentence, you pronounce it. If it appears in the middle, you pronounce it. Anyways, it should be pronounced clearly. An example, I can say, Akhadha Muhammadun kursiyya. Muhammad took his chair. Look at the word akhadha. And if I say Muhammadun akhadha kursiyya, if you look at these two expressions also, the word akhadha appears in the two. However, in the first, it appears as the first word. In the second sentence, it is appearing in between two words. In the first, we pronounced it as akhadha. In the second, we said akhadha. This type of hamza is a bold hamza, a cutting hamza. This hamza is always separated and pronounced clearly, independent of where it appears in a sentence. And this is a topic we want to dwell in fully today to see and to know and understand when a hamza should be called hamzatul wasl, that it will be pronounced at the beginning and not in the middle, and when a hamza should be pronounced clearly at the beginning and even in the middle. We are still using our book An-Nahul Wadih lil Marhalat al-Ibtidaiya, and we are on the topic Hamzatul Wasli wal-Qat'i. Now we have a lot of examples from the two sections. Al-amthila, we have examples. The first one says, Sami'tu darusa fantabahtu. I listened to the lesson and I cautioned, meaning I was listening, like I was cautious of the lesson. Intabahtu lidarsi, meaning I paid attention to the lesson. Look at the word fantabahtu and the word intabahtu on this side. Intabahtu and fantabahtu is the same word, but intabahtu begins, and that's why we put kisra and say intabahtu. The second one, it appears after fa and we say fantabahtu, thereby throwing away the hamza. Number 2, we have jarrabtu sadiqa wakhtabarutuhu. I assessed the friend, that I experimented the friend and I tested him. Look at the word ikhtabarutu sadiqa, I tested the friend. Here, the word wakhtabarutuhu and ikhtabaru, they are the same. But the first one is appearing after wa. That is why we drop the hamza. The second one is appearing at the beginning of the sentence and we say ikhtabarutu, pronouncing the hamza. Number 3, we have idha sami'ta darsa fantabih. If you listen to the lesson, take caution, meaning listen, pay attention. Intabih lidarsi, pay attention to the lesson. The same way the hamza appears in the 2 ways. Number 4, we have idha sadaqata fakhtabir. If you befriend, test. Do you understand? Ikhtabir is sadiqa, test different. Look at the word fakhtabir and ikhtabir. Number 5, sururtu min intibahika intibahuka sarrani. I'm pleased with your warning. Your warning pleased me. So you can see min intibahika, the hamza is dropped. Why intibahuka, the hamza is pronounced. Number 6, we have yu'rafu sadiqu bil ikhtibar. The friend is known through testing. So you can see ikhtibaru sadiqi min al-hazmi. Can you see ikhtibar bil ikhtibar? Number 8, we have alimtu bi najahi fastabsharutu. I learned of my success and my passing of the examination and I rejoiced. So you can see fastabsharutu. You have istabsharutu bi najahi ista. Can you see? Number 9, we have qulil haqqa, say the truth, wastamsik bi, and hold onto it. Then we have istamsik bil haqqi. You can see how the hamza is appearing in the 2 variations. Number 10, we have la tay'as wastabishir, don't lose hope and rejoice. We have istabishir wa la tay'as, don't lose hope and rejoice. Don't rejoice and don't lose hope. So istabishir wastabishir. Number 11, we have la shay'a kastimsakil mar'i bil haqqi. There is nothing like a person holding on to truth. Then we have istimsakuka bil haqqi fadila. Can you see istimsak and kastimsak? We have a'jabani istibsharuk. Then we have istibsharuka a'jabani. You're rejoicing. I'm amazed with your rejoicing, or by your rejoicing. Your rejoicing amazed me. Is a'jabani istibshar. Then istibsharuka a'jabani. Number 13, idha alimta fa'amal bi'ilmik. If you know, work with your knowledge. Then we have i'mal bi'ilmik. So here we have fa'amal, then we have i'mal. Number 14, we have taqabbalil ma'rufa washkur. Accept good and be thankful. Then we have ushkur man sana al ma'ruf. So we have washkur and ushkur. Lastly, we have tanasa sharra wadhkuril khayra. Pretend to forget or forget the evil and remember the good. Then lastly, udhkuril khayra. You can see all of these these 2 sections. In the first section, we have all of the verbs beginning having this hamza, but these verbs appeared in the middle. All these words appeared in the middle with the hamza, while on this side, the words appeared with the hamza at the beginning and they serve at the beginning of the sentence. Let's go to this side and explanation of this topic. He said, إِذَا تَأَمَّلْتَ الْأَمْثِلَةَ فِي الْقِسْمِ الْأَوَّلِ. If we should study the examples in the first section, رَأَيْتَ أَنَّ كُلَّ مِثَالٍ يَشْتَمِلُ عَلَى فِعْلٍ مَاضٍ. You will find out that all the examples contain a past tense verb, أو أمر, or even a command tense, أو مصدر, or even a gerund. This is to say that all of the 15 examples on the right hand side of the examples, all of them either contain a past tense verb or a command tense or even a verbal noun. We know what verbal nouns are, like the word istibshar, like the word istimsak, like the word ikhtibar, intibah. وَكُلُّ وَاحِدٍ مِّنْ هَذِهِ وَاقِعٌ فِي وَسَطِ الْقَلَمِ. And he says, all of these words you will see, all of these words, you will see whether the past tense or the command tense or even the verbal noun, all of them, they appear in the middle of a sentence. وَمَبْدُوءٌ بِهَمْزَةٍ, and these words begin with hamza. وَإِذَا قَرَأْتَ كُلَّ مِثَالٍ, and if you should read all the examples, رَأَيْتَ أَنَّكَ لَا تَنْطِقُ بِهَذِهِ الْهَمْزَةِ فِي أَثْنَاءِ الْقِرَاءَةِ بَلْ تُسْقِطُهَا. You will find out that this hamza, you never pronounce them, rather you threw them away. You did not pronounce them. Like what we said in example number 1, we said سَمِعْتُ الدَّرْسَ فَانْتَبَهْتُ. We did not say فَإِنْتَبَهْتُ. Good. وَإِذَا نَظَرْتَ إِلَىٰ أَمْثِلَةِ الْقِسْمِ الثَّانِي, he says, and if you should look at the example 2, example in the second section, رَأَيْتَ هَذِهِ الْأَفْعَالَ, you will see the same verbs appearing. وَهَذِهِ الْمَصَادِرَ, and the same verbal nouns, they are نَفْسَهَا فِي أَوَّلِ كُلِّ جُمْلَةٍ. They are all appearing at the beginning of the sentences in the second section. وَرَأَيْتَ أَنَّكَ إِذَا قَرَأْتَهَا نَقْطَقْتَ بِالْهَمْزَةِ وَلَمْ تُسْقِطْهَا. But you will see and notice that when you read the second section examples, you are pronouncing these verbs and the verbal nouns, you are pronouncing their hamza without throwing them away. فَهَذِهِ الْهَمْزَةِ, therefore this type of hamza, إِذَنْ لَا تَسْقُطُ إِلَّا إِذَا كَانَتْ مُتَّصِلَةً بِشَيْءٍ. This type of hamza, what this means is that we don't throw them. This type of hamza are not omitted except when they are attached to another thing. وَلِهَذَا تُسَمَّى. It is for this reason we call them hamzatul wasl, the connecting hamza, because the hamza is only removed when they are connected. وَإِذَا رَجَعْتَ إِلَى الْأَمْثِلَةِ السِّتَّةِ الْأُولَى. If you go back to the first 6 examples, from example number 1 to 6, رَأَيْتَ أَنَّ الْكَلِمَاتِ الْمَبْدُوءَةَ بِهَذَا الْوَصْلِ فِيهَا. You will see that all of the words which begin with this type of hamza, they are مَاضٍ خُمَّادِ الْخُمَاسِي. They are the past tense verb from the 5-letter verb. An example, look at the verb number 1. We have the word intabahtu. This word is made up of 5 letters. That's why it's called al-khumasi. Aw amrihi, or the command tense of this type of verb. Like when we have the word intabih in example number 3, that's the command tense. Aw masdarihi, or even the masdar, that is the gerund. Like when we have intibahuka. MashaAllah. Now he says, وَإِذَا تَأَمَّلْتَ الْأَمْثِلَةَ السِّتَّةَ الثَّانِيَةَ. If you should study the second 6 examples, رَأَيْتَ الْكَلِمَاتِ الْمَبْدُوءَةَ بِهَمْزَةِ الْوَصْلِ فِيهَا. You will find out that the words which begin with this type of hamza, they are مَاضِي السُّدَاسِي, the past tense of the 6-letter verbs. وَأَمْرُهُ, they are command tenses. وَمَصْدَرِهِ, and also the verbal noun. وَإِنْ النَّظَرِ إِلَى الْأَمْثِلَةِ الثَّلَاثَةِ الْبَاقِيَةِ. Now casting a glance at the last 3 examples, تَرَى أَنَّ الْكَلِمَاتِ الْمَبْدُوءَ بِهَمْزَةِ الْوَصْلِ. You will find out that the verbs or the words which begin with hamza, this type of hamza, they are أَمْرُ الثُّلَاثِ, the command tense of the 3-literal verb. وَلَوْ أَنَّكَ تَتَّبَّعْتَ أَشْبَاهَ هَذِهِ الْأَفْعَالِ. And if you are to follow from the Arabic text that you come across, and these verbs and also their command tenses and even the masdar fil kalam al-Arab in the Arabic text, la ra'ayta anna al-hamza, you will see that this type of hamza fi kulli madin, that any hamza which appears in the past tense verb of the 5 letters, was sudasi, and also the 6-letter verbs, wa amrihima, and also their command tenses, wa masdarihima, and their verbal nouns, takunu hamzata waslin daiman, that this type of hamza which will appear in this type of verbs, and they are commenting and they are verbal noun, such type of hamza will always be hamzatul wasl. This type of hamza that will be dropped out when it is connected. وإذا رجعت إلى الأمثلة القسم الثاني. Now if you go back to the examples in the second section, لتتبين نوع حركة همزة الوصل القياسية, and you want to bring out what are the types of haraka, the types of voweling that this type of hamza, this type of verbs are carrying. إذا جاءت في أول الكلام, when this hamza appears at the beginning of the sentence. رأيت أنها مكسورة في جميع الأفعال. You will find out that this hamza, they are always carrying kisra in all of the verbs. والمصادر, and even in all of the verbal nouns. إلا في أمر الثلاثي, except in the command tense of the three-letter verbs. الذي قبل آخره ضمة, which has a letter carrying dhamma before the last letter. كما في المثالين الآخرين, like in the last two examples where we have the word ushkur and the word udhkur. This is because the letter kaf and the letter kaf in the second one, they are carrying dhamma. That's why you see the hamza carrying dhamma. It says بعد هذا لم يبق إلا أن تعرف همزة الماضي الرباعي. After learning this now, nothing is remaining for you except for you to know the past tense of the quadrilateral verb, of the verb which have 4 letters. وأمره, and also the command tense of such verbs. ومصدره, and the verbal noun of such verb. Example, arsala, arsil, and irsal. The word arsala is a 4-letter verb. The word arsil, this is the command tense. Irsal is the verbal noun. وهذه همزة, this type of hamza ينطق بها في درج الكلام وتسمى همزة القطع. This type of hamza, it is pronounced if at the beginning of a sentence, and it is called همزة القطع. وكل الهمزات التي, and every hamza في أول الأسماء, which appears at the beginning of nouns, همزات القطع, they are this type of hamza. إلا في الأسماء الآتية, except in some few nouns or names. These names are ibnun, wabnum, wabnatun, wamru'un, wamra'atun, wasmun, wastun, waymunun, wathnani, wathnatani. Except in these places, all of the other hamzas appearing in nouns, they usually appear as what hamzatul qata'. Wa kullul hamzat, and all the hamzas allati fi awwal al-huruf, which appears at the beginning of particles like ila, hamzatu qata'in, they always appear as hamzatul qata', except the word al, when you have al beginning a sentence, like when we have al-kursiyu. Except in this one, the hamzas will appear as hamzatul qata'. Now, al-qawaid, the rule says, number 1 says, hamzatul wasl, the connecting hamza, tuzadu fi awwal al-kalima, it is added to the beginning of a word. لِيُتَوَصَّلَ بِهَا إِلَى نُطْقِ اسْمِ السَّاكِنِ, in order for it to be connected, in order for the pronunciation of a sakin letter. وَهِيَ تَثْبُتُ فِي بَدْءِ الْكَلَامِ, therefore it remains at the beginning of a sentence. وَتَسْقُطُ فِي دَرْجِ, and when the sentence is joined together, it is omitted. وَتَكُونُ فِي الْمَاضِي الْخُمَاسِي, this type of hamza appeared in the past tense of 5-letter verbs, was sudasi, and 6-letter verbs. Wa amrihima, they are command tenses. Wa masdarihima, they are verbal nouns. Wa amri thulathi, and it also appears in the command tense of the literal verb. Number 2, hamzatul qata'. As for hamzatul qata', tathbutu fi bad'il kalami wa darji. This type of hamza will appear and remain pronounceable at the beginning of a sentence and even in the middle when it is joined. Ka hamzatil madi, just like the hamza of the past tense verb of ar-ruba'i, the 4 letters, wa amrihi, the command tense, wa masdarihi, and even the masdar. Wa hamzatil asma, and the hamzas of nouns, wal huruf, and particles, ma ada ba'dil asma'i wa al, except from some names, and the word al are considered as what? Hamzatul qata'. Now we have tamrinat, exercises. The first exercise to better understand it says, بين في العبارات الآتية همزة الوصل والقطع مع ذكر الأسباب. You are to mention all of the hamzat al-wasl and hamzat al-qata in the following expression and mention the reason. Let's go. يعد مسجد السلطان حسن بن ناصر من بدع الفن العربي. So you can see here as Sultan, this Hamza is what? Hamzatul Wasli, because this one is appearing as Al. The next thing is An-Nasir, the same thing. Min Bada'i il-Fanni, Al-Fanni, the same thing, and Al-Arabi, the same thing. Hamzatul Wasli, all of them. Min haythu tisa'u, you can see ittisa'u here also have hamzatul wasl, because this word is what this word is a humasi verb, a humasi masdar. Wa ihkamu bana'ihi, the word ihkam, you can see this is the masdar of a four-letter verb. That's why the hamza is appearing as hamzatul qata'. Wartifa'u manaratihi, the word irtifa', you can see this is from what? Good, irtafa'a. This is from a humasi masdar. So the hamza is hamzatul wasl. Washtimaluhu, also hamzatul wasl, because this is ishtimal. This is a humasi verb also. Ala kathiri min al-nukush wa zukhruf, and nukush, you can see the al and the al there, they are both al-wasl. وقد ابتدأ بناءه في نحو منتصف القرن الثامن الهجري. All of the hamza here, they are hamzatul wasl. واستمر, استمر. You can see this one is amrul sudasi. So this hamzatul wasl. في وأنفق على إنشائه أموالا طائلة. So the word أنفق, as you can see, this is what hamzatul qata'i, because this verb is a ruba'i verb. Insha'ihi, the same thing. This is what hamzatul qata', hamzatul qata'. Now we have wastakhdama fihi sunna al-mahra. You can see also istakhdama. You can see this is the madi of what al-sudasi, and it's hamzatul wasl. Al-mahra, hamzatul wasl. Fastabaqul ijada. So you can see the word ijada here. Fastabaqul ijada. The ijada here is hamzatul qata'i of a ruba'i verb, very masdar. Wansarafu ila al-itqan. Wansarafu, this is a humasi verb. Ila al-itqan, you can see al-itqan. This is a ruba'i verb, ruba'i masdar. So it is hamzatul qata'i. فاذهب إليه وأنعم النظر في نقوشه وسقفه. فاذهب, so this is what? Amrul thulathi, and it is also what? A hamzatul wasl. وأنعم, this one is hamzatul qata'i because it is amrul ruba'i. Then we have wanzur ila umudihi wa judrani. Wanzur, this is amrul thulathi, therefore it is hamzatul wasl. وامتلئ بما فيه من جمال ورائه. وامتلئ, this is أمر الرباعي, so it is hamzatul wasl. أمر وامتلئ أمر الخماسي. واستمع أمر السداسي, so it is hamzatul wasl. لما يلقيه في أذنك, so you can see the word أذن, it is a noun, and therefore it is hamzatul qata'. كل ركن من أركان, أركان is also a noun, hamzatul wasl, hamzatul qata'. And iftakhir, iftakhir, you can see this is hamzatul wasl because it is from humasi verb. Bi abaika, this is a noun, so hamzatul qata'. Walakin isna kama sana'u, isna is sudasi sulathi verb, so it's hamzatul wasl. Tamrin al-thani, you have hati fi'la amri min al-masdar al-atiya wa bayyinna wa hamzatihi. You are to bring the commandments of the following verbal nouns and explain what is the type of hamza. The word an-nasru is from the word unsur. So unsur, the hamza is what? Hamzatul wasl, because it is gotten from the ruba'i verb. Al-qu'ud, uq'ud, the same thing. Then al-istighasa, istaghith, the hamzatul wasl because the hamza is from, because the command tense is from sudasi verb. Al-iqbal, this one, aqbil, it is hamzatul qata' because the verb is what? Good. The verb is from a ruba'i verb. You can stop the remaining by yourself. Tamrin of this exercise number 3. هات الفعل الماضي من المصادر الآتية. Bring the past tense verb from the following verb nouns. وبين نوع حمزته and explain the type of hamza you find in it and explain the reason. Al-istiqsa. So we have istaqsi. So this is what? Hamzatul wasl. So okay, the past tense. Okay, istaqsa. Okay, istaqsa. That is the past tense verb. So hamzatul wasl because it is from what? A sudasi verb. Al-irtihal. Irtahala. Can you see? From a khumasi verb also. In al-insaf, you have ansofa. This one is hamzatul wasl, qata'. Al-imtihan, imtahana. Can you see? MashaAllah. So imtahana is what? Hamzatul wasl, stuff they by ourselves. Now, tamrin or Robert number 4, we have hati masadir al-af'al al-atiyah. Bring the verbal nouns of the following verbs and explain the type of hamza and the reason. The word irtado, the masdar is what? Irtidor. So irtado is from a khumasi verb. So irtidor will be what? Good. Will be hamzatul wasl. Istaghfara, hamzatul wasl. Then abda'a will be ibda. So from it's hamzatul qata' because it's from a ruba'i verb. Some the remaining. Tamrin al-khamis number 5, we have number 1. Kawin jumlatan fi'liyatan. Form a verbal sentence. Fa'iluha madin. The verb should be a past tense verb humasi from 5 letters. Mabdu'un bi hamzatul wasl, beginning with hamzatul wasl. Can do this. Wabayyin, and explain the type of haraka. Number 2, we have kawin jumlatan fi'liyya. Also from a verbal sentence. Fa'iluha madin sudasi. The verb should be a past tense verb having 6 letters. Mabdu'un bi hamzatul wasl, beginning with hamzatul wasl. Wabayyin naw'a harakati. Explain the type of haraka it carries. Number 3, kawin jumlatan fi'liyya. Form a verbal sentence. Fa'iluha amru thulathi. The verb should be the command tense of a 3-literal verb beginning with a hamzatul wasl and explain the type of haraka. Lastly, kawin jumlatan ismi. Jumlatan form a sentence having a mubtada fiha madar al-khumasi. The mubtada should be the verbal noun of a 5-letter verb mabdu'un bi hamzatul wasl, beginning with hamzatul wasl, and explain the harakat that are in them. With this, we come to the end of this lesson. Make sure you saw all of the exercises. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless everyone of us. You can hit on the description button over the description box in order to check some of our products and see the one that you'll be interested in. Do not forget to like, share with your friends and your comments at the comment section. Don't forget to hit on the join button to get members only content. Until we meet, wassalamu alaikum.